The Big Game is sponsored by Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you.
Hey everybody, Chris Egan, King 5 Sports. Here we go. Big game of the week time. 8-0 Enamclaw taking on 8-0 White River. Bragging rights on the line tonight. A league title on the line tonight. Coach Gunderson joins me now from the historic Pete's Pool. One of the best venues, if not the best venue in the state of Washington. Coach, first off, congratulations. You just picked up your 100th career win. Thank you. And I know you don't want to talk about that, but I got to congratulate you on that. But before we talk X's and O's and about your team in White River, let's just talk about the environment tonight. How special. You grew up playing high school football. You know, you played at the next level. You coached a lot of games. This is going to be pretty amazing tonight.
It's going to be great for kids. I mean, I'm sure they're preaching the same thing. It doesn't get much better than this on a Friday night, and we've had a lot of Thursday and Saturday games, so Friday Night Lights finally here. But yeah, they opened up the bridge for us here tonight, and that was nice of them. But yeah, two good teams going at it for a league title. What else could you ask for?
They don't need to be ready for this game. If they're not ready for this game, then we need to do some pulse checks. We need to make sure that everything's working upstairs okay. But we have to treat it like it's just any other game. Last year has nothing to do with right now. 2 years ago when we played here, it was 7-6 at the end of one, and then they rolled us. That has nothing to do with right now. We're just focused on this game and this game only. We knew, very early on when we were sophomores, like by the time these guys are seniors, we're going to be in one of those positions to win a league and be undefeated.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to beautiful Enumclaw, Washington for the King 5 big game of the week. And tonight, we've got ourselves a dandy. 8-0 White River taking on 8-0 Enumclaw. This is a game they've been playing since 1953. It's a rivalry. Bragging rights are on the line tonight. A league title is on the line tonight. Chris Egan, alongside the one and only Seattle sports broadcasting legend Jason Puckett, has made the trip from Ballard all the way to Enumclaw. Puckett, it is great to have you tonight for what I think is one of the best venues in high school sports around the state.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the fact that this place was packed about 90 minutes before kickoff, the White River fans have been sitting in the rain for that amount of time. This is, we talked about it last time we did a game, but this is what high school football is all about. Communities all coming together, a rivalry like this dating back to the 50s. Awesome.
And it will be White River with the ball first. This is a team that averages over. They average over 46 points, so they know how to put the ball in the end zone, and they've been doing it all season long. Jason.
Well, and what's going to be interesting tonight because of the weather and the conditions here, raining so hard, is right. It's just who can take care of the ball. That's what it's going to come down to, right? You put the ball on the ground. Turnovers are going to be a factor tonight with these elements.
All right, so White River head coach Wyatt Evanson has done a great job since taking over. When he came there, they were 1-8. Now they're 8-0. That's Chaz Strickland with the throw, and that's Parker Fry with the catch. And that's a name we're going to be hearing a lot, Puckett. Parker Fry comes into this game, 706 receiving yards, 14 touchdowns. Enumclaw is going to need to keep an eye on young Parker Fry tonight.
I think what's going to be interesting tonight is the storyline, right? These two teams going back to, as we mentioned before, the 50s. It's been dominated by Enumclaw, right? So how the emotions on both sides, Enumclaw wanting to continue it, and then White River wanting to be this team this year to finally end the winning streak.
Watching the King 5 big game of the week, brought to you by Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you. Chaz Strickland with the handoff. Chaz Strickland, no stranger to the King 5 big game, had a big brother that played in the big game. And Caneas Alva, the big man for Enumclaw, with a nice play right there.
Yeah, it was great. When you're that size, you're 6'2", or you're 220-plus pounds. That's a hard guy to block, Chris.
We've got big game Gabe on the camera. He's doing everything tonight, bringing you the view from the 50-yard line at Pete's Pool. It's been here since 1938, one of the great venues. In 2011, they put turf in, which thank God. I've been here when there was no turf. It was some rough conditions. Oh, my! And how about that, Jason Puckett? You think he's not fired up, ready to go?
That was a heck of a stick. Like that's on the the training film of how to make a tackle, right? Lower your shoulder and make the boot. What a great tackle. Although turf is great tonight, and I'm sure the kids love it, but this game with the elements and the weather deserves grass and mud.
There's not a lot of grass fields left in the state, but that would have been a lot of fun. So 3rd down and 12. Already it's decision time for Coach Evanson and White River. The Hornets in their white pants, white tops, maroon helmets with gold lettering. Enamclaw going with a blackout tonight. Black tops, black bottoms. 3rd down and 12. Crowd on their feet. Chaz Strickland motions Parker Fry. Strickland's going to keep it. Strickland's running. Strickland's going to be taken down, and he's going to be well short of the first down.
Yeah, I like the call, though. It's 3rd and long. Don't put yourself in a bad situation of putting the ball up there. You got a pretty good gain there on that 3rd down. I'll tell you what, it makes it a decision. And whether or not they're going to go for it here on 4th down, they certainly could send out the punting unit, but 4th and 6 is manageable, Chris.
Yeah, 4th and 6. Looks like White River is going to go for it. The White River Bridge is open, Jason, so they were able to take the shorter route to get here tonight. This is a big one early. Crowd on their feet. 4th down and 6. Strickland looking. Under pressure throws. Incomplete. Was looking for Mason Locke on that one. Oh, boy. And there you see a little laundry on the flag. We'll see what's going on here. Roughing the passer. That's going to be a 1st down for White River.
That's just the killer. You know what? He had his back, too. He had Locke open. Just threw it a little high. The defender coming in there for Enumclaw. It was a real bang-bang play, but the official determined that it was a roughing the passer and a late hit.
Hometown crowd not happy with the call, so that's going to give them a 1st down and 10. Ball now on the 27. White River, 4th down, was in some trouble. Chaz Strickland's throw over Mason Locke, but a late hit on the QB gives them a 1st down here. First drive for the Hornets from White River. 8-0 versus 8-0, a league title up for grabs. Little quick pitch to Parker Fry, and Fry's got some running room, and he's brought down by Cam Donovan.
Great job there by Fry to get to the corner and turn it. And I like what White River's doing, Chris. Nothing's been the same. They've gone left, they've gone right, they've gone over the middle. They've just kind of have kept Enamclaw a little bit off balance. But this would be just a great opening drive here for White River. If they could go down and score here, open up this game, this rivalry game with a touchdown on their opening drive.
All right, 2nd down and 3. It's a rainy night in Enumclaw. Atmospheric river, I believe, is what the meteorologists call it, Jason. 2nd and 3. Handoff to big old number 45. And he's going to be a little short, I think, Puck, from the 1st down there.
Yeah, that's a nice carry.
No, they're going to give him to him. He got the 1st down.
Nice carry there by Logan Brame. Back then, it was when we were growing up, it wasn't an atmospheric river. You know what it was called? Rain.
It was just rain.
It was just rain.
Yeah.
Heavy rain, Chris.
Somewhere along the way, they came up with atmospheric river, but it's just rain. Yeah, it's just there's hard rain, there's soft rain. All right, 1st down and 10. Another handoff right up the middle.
Logan Graham on the carry.
Picks up a couple more yards on that one.
It's a great surge by that offensive line up front there for White River. Just pushing that pile back. I mean, driving the front line of Enumclaw a good 3 yards off the ball.
And Enumclaw's got some big boys up front. Nick Storm, Kenneas Alpha, Joel Youngblood. You'll see a lot of Maddox Hendrickson leads the team.
That's
in
the
tackles.
best name I've ever heard. Joel Youngblood?
Youngblood. If that doesn't cry football.
Come on. Yeah.
2nd down and 5. Ball on the 9-yard line. White River moving. Going to be a little keeper there. And that was Ray Palmer.
Ray Palmer on the keeper. Pushed out of bounds by number 13.
Yeah, again, another direct snap to the running back, Ray Palmer. And again, it's just they haven't run the same play twice on this opening drive. Really doing a nice job of keeping Enamclaw off balance here with the variety of play calls they've issued here on this opening drive.
Wyatt Evanson played football at Shadle Park in Spokane. He's only been at White River for 4 years now, Puck. Spent some time coaching high school in the Utah, Park City area, had success there, has done a great job with White River. Also the offensive coordinator on this team, and so far he's calling a great game. And that's going to be Palmer again, and he is in there for the touchdown. Ray Palmer keeps it,
calls his own number, and scores.
Just a great job by Charlie Robbins up front. The sophomore offensive lineman, who was just a big kid. I mean, 6 foot, 250 pounds, and they just paved the way there for Palmer to go in the end zone. That's just a great opening drive. In these rivalry games, Chris, in which you've been dominated, and the scores have not been close, to open up this game tonight with that scoring drive, massive boost to their confidence.
And the kick is up, and the kick is good. And the fun thing at Pete's Pool is when you make a kick on that north side, it goes into a historic cabin over there.
Is it a cabin or a barn? It's a cabin, right?
I think it's a big.
And I think
the gym used to be in there. There's an old gym.
And it's the locker room. That's where the locker room is. It's unbelievable. It's the coolest thing I think I've ever seen in high school sports. Maybe in all of sports. It's awesome.
Well, White River comes out. They've had wins this year, 41-6 over Jefferson, 48-10 over Fife. Took out Auburn Mountain View 48-3. Beamer 55-0. Kent Lake 64-7. They shut out Federal Way 17-0. Beat Kent Meridian 49-0. And maybe most impressive, they shut out the Decatur Gators, a state team last year, Jason, 15-0. So this is a team that not only averages 42 points, they only give up 3 points a game.
That, to me, is one of the most amazing stats I've seen all year. I mean, in high school, in all levels of football, but in high school football, you're giving up 3 points a game?
All right, so here they come. Enamclaw. And this is a team, we talk about points, well, they put up nearly 46 points a game. So actually they average 48.12 points a game. So the Hornets know how to score. Look for Keiki. He's the running back, number 29. He's had a sensational year right now. 8 touchdowns so far. Colt Cazzaro averages nearly 50 receiving yards. And Paxton Patterson also will touch the ball. He's averaging nearly 100 yards on the ground as well.
Kevin Trackty at quarterback for Enumclaw. Official timeout.
Got a timeout early.
I think that my favorite part about this rivalry is just doing a deep dive in how these two schools used to be one school back in the 50s. Then one was Bonnie Lake, the other being Enumclaw. Then they were separate schools, but they competed athletically the same. And then they split up, and then they both kept the same name, and then the same colors. Come on. Have you ever heard of that?
Nobody wanted to give up on either of them.
No one wanted to give up, and that's just great. They're separated by 5 miles. You mentioned the bridge. It's just...
It's a fun rivalry, and
really
there's no love lost between these two teams as well. And I got to give a shout-out to he's one of my favorite coaches in the state, Mark Gunderson. Just picked up his 100th career win at Enumclaw. Played at Sumner under Keith Ross. His dad, Gordy, was a coach here a long time ago, and Gordy's got to be proud, looking up from up above of what his son has done at this Enumclaw program. Nice defensive play right there from White River, but back to Mark Gunderson, Jason. It's a guy that's taken over this program, and they have last year in the state playoffs, 2 years ago, state semifinals, 3 years ago, state semifinals. So it's been fun to watch what he's done. He says it's a little bit of mix of Keith Ross from Sumner, Frosty Westring from PLU, who he played for back in the day, and it's a pretty good little mix when you take those two.
It's a great mix. You're talking about two of the best coaches that we've seen in the state, one at the high school level and one at the collegiate level.
And Keith Ross, his Sumner Spartans played last night. He's here tonight watching his good buddy Mark Gunderson and White River take on Enumclaw. Handoff up the middle. Great little play call there. And there he is, Cole Keiki. I'm going to get it right by him. If he's going to get that many carries, I better get his name right, Puck.
You better Cole KK. That is a fantastic, just hit right up the middle, was fast, and right when he got the ball, watching him in warm-ups, you could just see how explosive he is once he gets his hands on the football.
Dynamic player on offense and defense. He is having a great year. Cole Keiki comes into the game. 8 touchdowns. Touchdown machine for these Enumclaw Hornets. Down 7-0 here. First quarter. This is their opening drive. Shakes one tackle, picks up a couple yards right there.
Tackle by White River's number 4, Blake Bargeld.
Great job to get out of that tackle from Bargeld, because Bargeld had him in the backfield, but he did a nice job of keeping his legs, getting through, extra couple yards. the thing I like about the guy that coaches at the youth level, 2 hands on the football.
2 hands.
2 hands on the football, Chris. Not one. Not in these conditions. 2 hands. Never one hand.
Got to give a shout out. Jeff Johnson has been helping out on this Enamclaw program now for 4 decades. One of the volunteer assistants on the sidelines. Scott Eilertson, one of my favorites over there. A nice little pickup there from Paxton Patterson. I mentioned he averages 85 rushing yards a game, so you're going to see a whole lot of K. Key and a whole lot of Patterson.
Yeah, it was really cool talking to one of the coaches earlier, and just the how all these kids have played together since their youth football days. They've come up through the youth football Hornet program to middle school to high school. It's very old school, Chris. Not I love it. Not a lot of transfers. The no transfers. None of that. Just it's a throwback.
Well, and that's why this place, there's no room at the end tonight here. It is packed. This is what high school football is about. Nice little throw, nice little catch right there. And Gavin Trachty finds Colt Cazzaro. Gavin Trachty, if the name sounds familiar, if you're a big game fan, he's the little brother of Gunner. Gunner Trachty, pretty good little player here back in the day, and good to see Gavin doing good things for Enamclaw. Nice catch there from Colt Cazzaro, though.
Yeah, Gavin's a big kid, 6'4", over 200 pounds. He's a nice-looking athlete, and good job of getting that ball out real quick. Good catch there by Cazzaro, turns it upfield, gets a first down. And Enamclaw, nice drive here to answer that scoring drive there by White River.
And if we say the name Cazzaro a little bit tonight, there are four Cazzaros on the team. What's the bill at the Bonnie Lake Costco going to be for the Cazzaro family?
It's like the Kennedy family of Enumclaw.
I mean, Mama Cazzaro is probably spending a couple $100 just in the meat department.
I would assume so.
When you got 4 on the football team tonight.
Oh.
All right, Enumclaw putting a nice drive. Chris Egan, Jason Puckett. King 5 Big Game of the Week brought to you by Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you. King 5 TV, the only TV station that actually covers high school sports, or positive high school sports, that is. All right, here comes Gavin Trachty. He's got some time. He throws.
Gavin Trachty's pass intended for number 33, Maddox Hendrickson.
He was looking for Hendrickson, but incomplete.
Yeah, but you know what? It's interesting early on. I mean, both teams coming out, running the ball. They're using their entire offense. Throwing the ball, having no problem really running the ball. The weather just hasn't seemed to be a factor for either of these teams and really either of these quarterbacks early on in the game.
No, they're pounding it. Gavin Trachty, a big man out there.
Oh.
Number 10. Enumclaw, black tops, black bottoms, moving from right to left on your screen. If you're watching from home in your dry living room, it's a rainy night here in Enumclaw. Handoff. K-Key shakes one tackle, and K-Key finally brought down by Landon Kelly, but K-Key's going to be some trouble tonight for White River.
Well, I mean, just this is a guy that does not stop running once he gets hit. You can just see it. His low-level pad, to the ground. He's not going to go down, with one tackle. Certainly not going to go down with an arm tackle. You're going to have to swarm around him to bring him down. You got to gang tackle him.
You just got to follow the Storm. That's Nick Storm. You got to follow that big body. And there's another handoff, and they're going to go right behind Storm again. And that should be enough for a first down for the Hornets.
And again, just a nice job up front by those guys, and you're seeing it. I mean, they're pounding with him, and just keeping it. And this opens up. You start running the ball effectively like this, all of a sudden, boom, play action, you hit something over the middle.
All right. Gavin Trachty talks to his coaches. Mark Gunderson and company on the sidelines, firing this team up.
How cool was it that offensive line came out in a hog trailer?
They've been doing that for 6 to 7 years now. I actually had the pleasure to come out of the hog trailer a few years back and got nervous because they have smoke screen in there. Nice defensive play there by the Hornets.
Like there was some miscommunication or something.
That was Blake.
White River sacked by number 4, Blake Bargeld.
Blake Bargell with the sack there. But I was in that hog trailer, and you can't see anything, and they're all hitting their helmets against each other. And I started screaming like a little baby that I don't have a helmet on because I was worried a couple of them were going to start hitting me in the head.
You're a soft one. You're a flower.
That's what happens when you're a tennis player.
Well, that's right. I mean, wait a minute. at Puyallup, the tennis players did not come in a hog trailer.
They did not bring us onto the tennis courts in a hog trailer, no.
That would be phenomenal if they did.
Second down, 15. Coming to you from the historic Pete's Pool. Gavin Trachty drops back, rolls right, throws. Almost picked up, but I believe that was a catch.
Yeah, that went right through the hands of either Covey Poland or Parker Fry.
Covey Poland, I think, almost had the interception there.
They had it right there, and it went right through his hands for the reception. It'll bring up third down. Still third and long, but, boy, White River nearly had an interception there.
Ball could have slipped out of his hands. It's a wet one out there. Rainy night. Oh. This should be the last play of the first quarter.
Fast first quarter.
It has been a very fast first quarter. White River got a flag on fourth down, which helped their drive, which led to a touchdown run.
A big stop here for White River. They can hold them to, that'll be a long field goal attempt.
3rd and 13. Throw. And that is complete. Great catch right there. That's Cage Curro. And they'll end the first quarter on a high note. Big game of the week brought to you by Phillips Law Firm. At the end of one quarter, White River 7, Enumclaw nothing. But the Enumclaw Hornets are charging. We'll be right back for the start of the second quarter.
The big game is sponsored by Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you.
Henderson on a carry. Gain of 3.
Welcome back, everybody, to Pete's Pool, Enumclaw Stadium. Enumclaw charging. Chris Egan, Jason Puckett bringing you the live broadcast. King 5, big game of the week. Undefeated White River taking on undefeated Enumclaw. The thing I love, Puck, with all the knowledge we have, you and I, around the state of Washington, just got a text from Rocky Poland who says his daughter is dating Cole K-Key, and he's got more than 8 touchdowns. So we'll corner the end zone, and by the sound of the crowd, that's incomplete. Hunter Maris.
Intercepted by number 21, Hunter Maris.
And it was intercepted by Hunter Maris.
Picked off. Yeah, he got it. Remember, he nearly had one thrown earlier on this drive. Tried to go in that corner of the end zone. I think the ball slipped out of his hands because he underthrew it poorly. And Maris was right there to pick it off. Kind of an easy interception for him. But that's a huge stop there by White River. Again, a team that only gives up 3 points a game. Their defense responds because Enumclaw was moving the ball down the field pretty easily on them.
Yeah, I'm looking at Trachty talking to some of the coaches, and it looks like you're right. It looks like he was saying it kind of slipped out of his hands there. So big turnover there. Big interception for White River.
Momentum plays, Chris. Now what can White River do with it?
We'll see if Enumclaw can come up with a stop now. That's Cam Donovan with the tackle. And a big thank you to all of our statisticians out there, like Rocky Poland. So help you provide us. Now he said he's got more than 8 touchdowns. I need Rocky to provide how many does he have, right?
Rocky, just start keeping track right now. Just keep texting Chris.
Rocky Poland, a very popular Enumclaw resident, played tennis at PLU back in the day. One of the great athletes that lives now in the Enumclaw area. And we'll have another one. Tyson Gamblin will join us at halftime, former Enumclaw player. We allow you, Puckett, to go enjoy some food. The cheerleaders are going to bring some food. You get to enjoy that during halftime.
Wonderful. I mean, Chris, it's the only thing that you could do. You could provide for me here. It's wonderful.
So let's see. This is if the defense can come through here, this would be big. 3rd down and 4.
Oh, this would be huge. I mean, again, for Enamclaw to get turned around like that one, if they can force a 3 and out here, would be massive. Here at White River, it's a good spot for them though. 3rd and 4, because you're in a spot here. You can throw it, but you can still run it in this situation.
White Everson been pretty good with the call so far for White River. Coming over from Buckley over the White River Bridge.
Timeout, White River.
And White River is going to give a timeout right there. And, Puck, when we talk about White River, I do got to give some shout-outs to boys wrestling team, won a state title back in 2025. Girls wrestling team, been very good. They won a title in 2020. They've been in the running for titles the last 5 years. Girls basketball program has been sensational at White River. So they've had some success in other sports, and Evanson said when he came there, you know what? I saw a lot of energy around basketball, around baseball. I wanted to bring that to the football team, and he's done a great job of that.
It's great, and I think especially when you are separated by a few miles from Enamclaw, who's always just has been a very, very good football program for many, many years, and for White River, they're trying to aspire to be this, right?
Yeah.
To become the longevity of success that Enamclaw has, and they put together a great season. They look good so far in this first half.
What's interesting, talking to both coaches before the game, I said, well, either way, both of you guys are going to the playoffs. None of them wanted to hear that. They wanted to win tonight. A little trickery here from White River, and what a defensive play there from Paxton Patterson, who almost had an interception.
That was a gamble. I like it. You don't expect to see that, a trick play and you're backed up like that from your inside but the 30-yard line. Gutsy call. You know what? If it's thrown over Patterson, the quarterback's got a beat on him. And he may still be running, Chris.
He could be. And I'll tell you what, White River's pulling everything out of their bag of tricks on this night.
But this is what you got to do. When you have one, they're 0-9 since 2015. You got to do things like this.
That's the voice of Jason Puckett providing us with those great stats. Pucksports.com. Used to have his own radio show. Now he has the #1 podcast in the great state of Washington. Where do people find you on the podcast?
You can find it everywhere. All your podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify. We go live every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. on YouTube and Twitter. So you can find everything there. Just search up Puck Sports. Also, the website, pucksports.com.
It really has.
Can we get on the King 5, the best of list? Are you guys still doing that?
Yeah, I think we can.
Can I grease your palm to get up there?
Usually that's Evening Magazine that does the voting on that.
Yeah. Put me in contact with the folks at Evening Magazine.
Well, maybe you and Chris Cashman, St. Brian can do something together. All right, here comes Enumclaw. They've got the ball again. Great defensive stat. And that's Keiki, who all we know, Puckett at this point has a lot more than 8 touchdowns on the season.
He's just I like the way he runs. He's just it's like Chuck Knox. He's just a football player.
Yeah,
he just runs hard. You can just see that he's not willing to go down on the first contact, and that's been like their most successful play. Is that quick little handoff, that little inside dive, little trap play. Been real successful so far.
Little double-headed monster back there with Keiki and Patterson. Gavin Trachty, the quarterback. You got big old Kobe, Nick, Jacob, Jack, and Bryce on the O-line. Handoff. Keiki, and that's a first down for Enumclaw.
What's interesting is you watch where White River lines up defensively. They play like really off the ball. So, they're already, there's 2 yards to gain there. So if you're Enumclaw, I would just continue to pound this until they can stop you. Just keep running the ball.
Look what big game Gabe's giving us right there, Jay. Just a tight shot of Gavin Trachty. When you get on those links that parents pay money for, you get some wide shot. They look like ants down there. You're not getting that on King 5. You get Emmy Award-winning photographers.
It's unbelievable. He's just and braving the elements, making you look good.
Yeah, Gavin Trachty, under center, pitches. And the pitch is to Paxton Patterson. Takes a hard hit, but he bounces back up. Good to see that.
Chris, there's just something sexy about the I formation toss sweep. I'm just going to tell you. It warms my heart. I love watching that.
That's old school Tecmo Bowl, isn't it?
It's just great. It's a lost play. The I formation is a lost one in football, and when you can bust that out, it's just beautiful.
Well, 6 yards there on the carry from Paxton Patterson brings up 2nd down and 4. Enumclaw. Here comes Patterson, and Patterson is gone. Touchdown.
Braxton Patterson on the carry.
And what a run right there.
38. It is an Enumclaw. First down.
It's a first down, so it looks like I lost him there in the crowd of on the sidelines. I thought he was in.
You got blocked a little bit, but what a great carry. And boy, they've shown that formation a few times, at least they did on their opening drive, but really went heavy on that eye look. And boy, just great hard running, great blocking by the fullback and that right side of that offensive line. And boy, Patterson gets to that second level. He's got some wheels.
Yeah, he does. And this O-line that came out in a hog trailer is paving the way right now.
Did they leave in a hog trailer too?
Well, they may if they get a victory. Here we go. First and goal from the 1. That was 33 on the carry, I believe, on that one.
Yeah, Max and Hendrickson, another just big body. They got a lot of just big running backs, big physical running backs. Hendrickson and Patterson and the crew. Very, very physical, run hard, lower their shoulders, good contact.
Looks like they're going to keep 33 in there, so. Here comes Gavin Trachty. Second down and goal. Ball on the 2-yard line. Wouldn't be surprised if Trachty keeps this one himself and runs right up the middle for the touchdown. Trachty hands it off, and this White River defense, we talked about them. They're stingy. They only give up 3 points a game, and they're making it tough right here on Enumclaw in the red zone.
Yeah, Bo Burbank was the first guy through there. Bo Burbank, 6'2", 265, a sophomore.
That's a big boy.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's K-Key time myself.
Yeah.
I mean, why not give it to the man that's been taking you down the field? Of course, Patterson had a nice run as well.
It's a big defensive front here for White River.
All right, third down, 1-yard line. Slipped and fell, picked up. Oh, my goodness. Slipped and fell, picked up by Brad Burbank, and Brad Burbank may go the distance, and he does. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Unfortunate, slipped in the wet conditions. Brad Burbank was there, picked it up, took it 95, 98 yards to the house.
We talked about it in the beginning of the game, right? The conditions, right? Who was gonna be able to play through these conditions? Now the rain has stopped, but what have we seen? Enumclaw's first drive, interception in the end zone because the ball slips out of his hand. Second drive, marching right back down on the 1-yard line, slips because it's wet, loses the ball, turnover, and it's a scoop and score, 99 yards. Man.
Brad Burbank quiets the Enumclaw side down. The kick is up. The kick is good. And just like that, Jason Puckett, is 14-0. White River. They were 1 yard away from tying this game up. And just like that, it's 14-0. But I think you got to go back to first and goal on the 2, second and goal on the 2. They couldn't punch it in. And then all of a sudden on 3rd and 1, looks like they were going to try to pitch it out to Keiki. And Trachty just slipped, fell, lost the ball, and Burbank was all over it.
Yeah, they got 2 big sophomore defensive linemen. Charlie Robbins, 74, Bo Burbank, 75, have just done a really good job, especially in those first 2 plays, of stuffing them. And that the fact that they couldn't run it inside, then they felt obligated. All right, well, let's attack the outside. Well, you attack the outside, you slip and fall.
All right, so it's 14-0 White River.
Momentum plays. God, it's, football, all sports, right? It doesn't matter what sport, but those momentum plays, right? The plays that you circle. That right there.
That was a big
interception early. The dropped interception here by Patterson.
They're adding up early here at Pete's Pool.
And a great start for White River. Again, wanting to end a losing streak to their rival, you just couldn't have asked for a better start in the first half.
So many great restaurants in the Buckley, Enumclaw area. I've been told to go down to downtown Enumclaw on a Friday night, Saturday night for a date night. And then I find out, Jason Puckett, on your Twitter and Instagram, you're at a gas station having a burrito.
Pita's Taqueria.
Pita's Taqueria.
Pita's Taqueria.
Okay.
A shameless plug for Pita's Taqueria.
Pita's Taqueria.
Unbelievable.
In Enamclaw?
In Enamclaw.
Okay.
Been there since 2015. Was talking to the owner today. I had heard about them on Instagram. Like, if I'm going down to Enamclaw, who doesn't love a burrito, Chris? Look at me. I'm a human burrito.
And you enjoyed it? It was a good burrito? Look at this. Look at this. Nice little return there.
Chris, it's a foot long. I mean,
it's like a mini baby burrito.
It's a baby burrito.
Yeah.
It's massive. Homemade tortillas, great. And I'm telling you, anytime you can find, especially a taco stand or Mexican place
that's homemade.
But that's by a gas station. There's just something about it. They're just always good. Wonderful.
And are you like when you're on the road, you feel obligated to just eat whatever you want? Like,
Chris, I've been
healthy?
obligated to eat since birth, so yes. That's why I'm wearing stretchy sweats right now.
That's what I got on, too. All right, 6:16 to play, first quarter. Enamclaw with the ball, down 14-0. Nice throw, nice catch. That's Cage Curro, and he's got a first down. Nice play. And this is where, if you're Enamclaw, you just got to settle down, take the clock down, get a score. You've got the ball to start the second half. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
You got plenty of time, and you're exactly right. I'll echo what you said. Go down, score. You have had no problem moving the football down in the red zone. Score here. You get the ball the second half, and then all of a sudden, it's a tie ball game.
And your defense held on the last edge. Another. Tracty loses it again, and it's where you got to get one of those, one of the junior football kids out there with a towel.
Yeah. Well, I've seen them running around.
Yeah, they may need to get.
Maybe they change out the junior kid, find a new one.
And there is a shot of the White River student section.
Can I give just a praise and a shout out to them? Got here about 90 minutes before the game. I know you've been here forever. 90. I think you got here like at 1. But 90 minutes, that place was packed over there. It was pouring rain. And those fans in White River were just sitting over there in the rain, just getting dumped on.
Now, just to tell you about these rainy conditions tonight, and as they're listening back at the King 5 studios, usually at halftime, the cheerleaders perform and the drill teams perform. But since it's so wet tonight, they're not going to perform for safety conditions tonight. But, we'll still have some fun, I'm sure, during halftime. Maybe we'll watch you eat some burritos.
Just put a camera on me eating.
Our engineer extraordinaires, Ryan and Andrew, have been sensational. I mean, I give Ryan credit every week, but Andrew's a Dodgers fan, and he's watching high school football. Andrew, how are they doing tonight, your Dodgers?
He's so nervous.
They're up.
He's so nervous right now because all Andrew's thinking about is, please, bullpen, don't let me down again.
Loss of 5.
That was a loss of 5, and that's Blake Bargel, I believe, with the he's been all over the ball tonight.
Just they just haven't. This front here for White River has just played dominant, especially on the passing downs. I mean, on the running plays here, they've given up some yards on the ground, but every time Enamclaw's wanted to go back to pass, secondary's done a nice job. He's had to come off his first, second read, and by the time he gets to his third read, he doesn't have enough time to throw the ball.
All right, 3rd down and 18. Enamclaw trying to get something going. Nice throw, and tipped a couple times. I thought Cage Curro had a chance to get that one. He was looking for Colt Cazzaro. Throw was a little high. It's going to bring up 4th and 18. I would imagine the punting unit would come out in this situation.
Yeah, that was it. Hunter Maris was also there on the coverage for White River. Nearly had an interception there, but that just is a great stand here for White River. Now, what they can do here is they get the ball back. Now you go into your 4-minute offense. You practice this. Everyone does. If they could go down and score, you go up by 3 scores at the half. Man, that with their defense.
Yeah. They have not given up many points all season long. Only averaged 3 points a game. Punt is a good one. That's Ray Palmer and Cage Curro with a nice tackle for Enamclaw. But here comes White River. Wyatt Evanson's Hornets doing some pretty good things so far. The captains for the Hornets from White River, Palmer, Robbins, Burbank, and Bargel, who's been the defensive star so far for White River. We talked about White River's wrestling team Jason Puckett, you got to talk about Enumclaw's got some pretty good history when it comes to wrestling as well. State champs in 2008.
Unsportsmanlike penalty called against White River.
Oh, that's getting chippy out there. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Wrestling team, though, state champions in 08, 09, 11, 12, and 15. 2010, don't know if you remember this, the basketball team 27-0. Their first loss was in the state championship game to Union at the Tacoma Dome, so there's been a lot of great success out here at Enamclaw High School over the years.
Yeah, one thing, you grow up here in the state, you've just always known about, well, they got a rich tradition of all sports, but especially wrestling. Wrestling's always been kind of the one down here that you always, you think of Enamclaw, you think of that program.
They've done a great job, and congratulations to the Enamclaw cheerleading staff. Also took home a state title last year, so they've got a great coach and helped them get a state title. All right, White River with a penalty, puts himself deep in their own territory. Chaz Strickland.
Penalty flag on the play.
Another flag here. Looks like a little movement possibly on Enumclaw. And sure enough, that's what it was. Offsides on Enumclaw, so a free 5 yards there. Jason Puckett, Chris Egan, King 5, big game of the week. 8-0 White River taking on 8-0 Enumclaw. The winner of this is going to take home the 3A North Puget Sound football title and bragging rights for a year.
The title's great, and I know that's what they're playing for, but the bragging rights, Chris.
Nice carry there from Ray Palmer, and a name we're saying quite a bit tonight.
Cole Kakey on the stop.
Ray Palmer, Parker Fry, a couple of big weapons on this White River team.
It is a White River first down.
The rain had stopped for a little bit, but now it's coming back here. So, again, just, ball security, which we've seen be an issue so far in the first half. Hasn't bothered White River, but has been an issue here for Enumclaw. And be a big stand here. I mean, they did get a first down here. We'll see if Enumclaw can somehow, some way get a stop here and get the ball back. And there's still plenty of time here remaining in this half.
4:23 to play in the second quarter. Second quarter, 4:23 to go. 1st and 10, White River. Chaz Strickland looking, scrambling. Doesn't have anybody. We got a flag on the field. That's probably a holding.
Yeah, when you're rolling around, scrambling so much that it's just there's only so much time those guys up front can hold off their blocks, and you're usually going to get a hold.
More than likely a holding call there. If you're just joining us on the King 5 big game of the week, White River on their opening drive went down the field, and it was a Ray Palmer touchdown.
First down, 20 yards to go.
That was the score at the end of one quarter. Second quarter, looked like Enumclaw had the momentum, got it in the red zone. 1st and goal from the 2, got stopped on the first down, stopped on the second down, and then a fumble on 3rd down, and it was returned for a touchdown. And that's where we're at right now, 14-0, White River. 2nd down and 20.
Timeout, White River.
And it's going to be another timeout for White River to talk things over.
This was a game that was moving. It had a great rhythm to it, and now, like 5 minutes, I think we may have jinxed it.
Yeah.
It has hit a real stall. It's really stalled out. Penalties, timeouts, but this is a big drive for both teams. One for White River, if they can. They don't even necessarily, Chris, need a score here.
No.
But if they can salt this thing away, move it to the 50, punt, and make that offense go, 80 yards on them, that would be a huge, momentum, a huge momentum play for them. And then for Enumclaw, get them to punt, plenty of time, get the ball back. You've had no problem going down the field. I would stick with that run game. That run game, they're getting big chunks in that running game. If they were to get the ball back here, 2.5 minutes left, you can certainly still move the ball down the field on the ground.
Yeah, the run game has definitely been working for Enumclaw, except just on those 2 carries where they couldn't get anything on 1st and goal and 2nd and goal. All right, there he is, number 7, Chaz Strickland, quarterback for White River. He throws. He's got Ray Palmer, and Palmer's got some running room, and Palmer's got a first down.
Got another flag thrown out here on the White River sideline.
27, there is a penalty flag.
Sure, that's going to be an illegal block on White River, a hold.
27 yards before the flag. Chaz Strickland to Ray Palmer. Officials talking through things over. That's a holding, and turnovers have haunted Enumclaw. Penalties are starting to haunt White River.
Yeah, especially on this drive, right? Yeah, they can't get out of the shadow of their own end zone right now. They've had a couple couple nice plays, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot.
First down, 9 yards.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Coming to you live from Pete's Pool on King 5 Plus. King 5 TV 75 years ago. Very first broadcast was a high school football game. Here we are 75 years later.
What was the game, do you know?
I don't remember the game. It was a couple Seattle schools, I believe.
Was Renner on the call? Was Renner on the call?
I don't think Jeff Renner or Gene Anderson were on the call. Oh, and almost an interception right there from Cage Curro.
In my research of this game, White River does a great job on their football website detailing the history. Back at their first game was 1909 when they were Bonnie Lake, excuse me, when they're the Buckley Mountaineers.
Yes.
In 1912, they played the University of Puget Sound. Think about that.
The high school team played a college team.
And tied them 0-0.
Wow.
Think about it. I mean, what do you remember a high school team playing a
our friend Aaron Levine did well on Jeopardy, but Jason Puckett, have you ever thought about Jeopardy?
I mean, it's great. Just a great trivia and history, all of it.
All right, second down and 9. White River with the ball, with the lead. Chaz Strickland with time. He's got all day, lets it go, picked off almost again.
They're dropping so many guys back right now, and I don't know why, especially when he doesn't have somebody open downfield. Strickland, I would tuck and run if I were him. That's the second time that he could have taken off and at least get 10 yards.
All right, the student section from Enamclaw on their feet. Place is packed to the rafters. A rainy, cold night in Enamclaw.
I feel bad, actually, for the little kids in Enamclaw and in White River tonight in Bonnie Lake.
Because nobody's home with candy.
Nobody's home for candy. How many bowls of candy have people left out in the front porch?
I never thought about that.
These poor kids aren't getting any candy.
Poor kids keep going to houses and nobody's home.
No one's home, but there's been these big bowls of candy that they just, there's none left because Johnny's taken all of it.
Yeah, there's always one kid that takes all the candy out of the bowl.
There's always one.
All right, talking things through.
He was pointing something to the crowd. I'm not sure what was
Maybe
going on.
He didn't like the music. I don't know. Here we go. 14-0. Third down and 9. Enumclaw needs to come up with a big stop here. They still have 3 minutes of clock to work with. Chaz Strickland. He's going to keep it. Listen to Jason Puckett, and he's brought down Canias Alva. And he is fired up, the big boy, 99.
Good stop there by Enamclaw. A lot of self-inflicted, plays there by White River. But again, Enamclaw with 2 timeouts. You just used one of them.
Yep.
So nice job there with 3:12 to go. They'll have 1 timeout. Not plenty of time. They're going to get the ball. Great field position here. Again, same situation that they were in that last drive. Go down and score, right? Then it's a 1-possession game, and you get the ball in the second half.
There's a look at the old school scoreboard, established in 1938. Just an awesome place to watch a high school football game. If you've never been here, I recommend it. There's other big games tonight, Jason. You got number 1 ranked Puyallup at Graham Kapowson, 2 undefeated teams. You've got Mount Tahoma, another powerhouse in the 3A ranks. They're taking on the Lancers from Lakes tonight. So Arlington, I believe, at Lake Stevens tonight.
This is a great game. Cedro Woolley, one of the surprise stories in this state. Mount Lake Terrace.
Yep.
There's like 7 or 8 games tonight, undefeated matchups.
The Kangaroos from Lake Washington, undefeated so far this season. So, mission accomplished for Enumclaw's defense. Got a stop, got some help from some penalties. White River is going to punt. Looked like a possible fake. And that's going to get a White River roll closer towards the White River Bridge.
Kind of one of those. Now, you and I talked. It's only 5 miles. I think that if White River were to lose, I think the tradition should be you have to walk home.
You got to walk home?
You got to walk home.
That's
And
something
when
like
the game's
that.
over there, Enamclaw, they would have to walk home.
Well, I think when the bridge was down, a lot of people were walking back and forth.
Now you would know this, and I'm kicking myself for not knowing this. Pete's Pool.
Pete's Pool, yeah.
Do you know why?
No, actually, I don't. I've called it Pete's Pool for 20 years.
We don't know why it's named that.
I've just been calling it Pete's Pool.
Okay, well,
we need to do a little. Maybe I'll get my statistician Rocky Poland.
Rocky, why is it Pete's Pool?
All right, here comes Enumclaw with the ball with 3 minutes on the clock. Keiki with the carry.
Gain of 4.
Chris, he got tripped up, but I'm telling you, he didn't get tripped up there. He's running for another 15, 20 yards.
So just getting some more stats from my good friend Rocky.
Rocky.
Patterson's dad, Jason, was just inducted into the Hall of Fame at Central Washington University for his defensive play. He's an Enumclaw Middle School teacher and coach. So that's Patterson's dad. That's Paxton Patterson.
We asked Rob again, Pete's Pool.
Yes.
Can he look that up on the Google?
Yes, we need some info on Pete's Pool.
Yeah.
King 5 Big Game of the Week brought to you by Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you. Jason Puckett from PuckSports.com, #1 podcast in the state of Washington. I say that, and I believe that, because the guest that you have on there.
It's not
it's
just
true, right?
It's not just no, yes, but it's the whole Northwest. It's Oregon,
wow.
Idaho, British Columbia.
Well, nice handoff there. Speaking of Patterson, there he goes. Ho! Paxton Patterson's dad's a Hall of Famer, and he says, Daddy, I'm coming too.
Yeah, again, they've had a lot of success running the football. And again, with 1:48 and a timeout still left, they can easily keep running the football down the field.
And you can't go back to 1st and goal, but I know they're going to say, well, maybe we should have gone with Keiki or Patterson there. You can't go back.
Well, yeah, you second guess.
Can't go back. You just look forward. All right, Gavin Tracty's going to keep this one, and he takes a slide, picks up about 4 or 5 yards. 1:30 to play. Enumclaw still has one timeout.
Yeah, it just hasn't been there in the passing game. White River's doing a great job. They're secondary of dropping back, and there's just not many windows open at all.
Well, they shut out 2 good teams this year. Federal Way and Decatur couldn't score against them. So let's see if Enumclaw can get something going. And when Patterson gets that train running, he's tough to bring down.
He is a load. He's a kind of one of those scary guys to tackle, right? He's coming downhill on you, and you just want to chop him out at his ankles.
And I don't know if he's related to our statistician, but that was number 2, Covey pulling with the tackle for White River. Maybe a cousin, maybe a... Here we go. Gavin Tracty hands it off. Not much going there on 3rd and 3.
Gain of 2. Timeout.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You got to burn your last timeout. So again, the clock was in their favor, but because they can't throw the ball right now, Chris, they're having a hard time doing it. And they're relying on the running game. They had the ball at midfield 148, and they've got down to around we're about the inside
ball on the 38-yard line. Right?
So they just haven't moved it much here and taken a lot of time off the clock.
Well, it's a fun night when you look around. The stands are packed to the rafters. No seats to be had. They're on the track, and it's a rainy night. Not a great night to go out, but the place is still packed.
A lot of rain gear, Carhartt, and cowboy boots. I'll tell you that. Beautiful.
I love it.
And I'm going to tell you right now, if they bring over, have you seen the chili cheese nachos? That I've been seeing people
with
just
chili cheese nachos in the concession.
Chris, that's what our girlish figures need right now.
We need that. All right. Here comes Enumclaw, 4th and 1. 36 seconds to go. Tracty's going to keep it, and look at this. He gets the first down and some change.
The claw push.
I like the claw dog push. Tracty looks like he got hurt a little bit on the play. He's not coming out. He's going to spike this, I'm sure. Try to stop the clock.
Timeout, White River.
And White River had one timeout remaining, so they're going to take that timeout to get the defense set. But give some credit there to Gavin Tracty. Just wanted to get 1 yard, get the first down. Nice busted through, picked up about 10 to 12 yards on that one. Parker Fry tried to rip the ball out of there, but Gavin was holding on there.
Interesting why White River called the timeout there. It did look like Tracty was going to spike the ball to stop the clock there.
Why not let him spike the ball? Use it, put down?
Or maybe they saw something on film where it's a fake spike. You seen that?
Yeah.
Dan Marino with the Dolphins was famous for that. The fake spike, then they go. So maybe that was just to warn their defense in a situation like that, just a reminder.
All right, first down and 10. 22 seconds on the clock in the second quarter. White River. White tops, white bottoms, maroon helmets. Enamclaw all black tonight. Tracty goes to the air, going to the corner pocket, and that's a touchdown. That's a catch. Number 7, Cage Curro. Oh, and he's saying he's out of bounds. From our angle, it was tough to see. I saw him go up, make the grab, heard the crowd go wild, but the official there said he was out of bounds.
Yeah, I was just watching the back judge, waiting for him to signal it.
And we got a flag. Oh, boy. And we've talked about penalties in this second quarter, and White River has made a lot of them.
Yeah, you're right. This final 5 minutes of this half, penalties, you're right, have been the storyline.
17 seconds to go. We've mentioned Enumclaw will get the ball to start the second half. You can get in the end zone here. Little thing called momentum is on your side.
And it's not the spot of it. It's just a 15-yard penalty. But, boy, Enumclaw was just wishing there that, hey, can we have the rule where it's the spot? Would have put it at the 1 yard line.
All right. 17 seconds. Got to believe they're going to go to the air here. You don't want to get in trouble this far down. Tracty looks to that corner pocket again. And ball was tipped. And possibly, and that's just our tough angle of the night. We call that
that's the death corner over there. You have to watch the students and Batman. There's a kid dressed as Batman. That's who I'm watching.
You do need to watch the kids.
I'm watching Batman to see if he goes crazy.
Oh, man.
Oh, I love Halloween.
I love Halloween, too, but you're right.
There's candy? Did you bring candy?
I didn't bring candy.
Oh, my God, Chris.
Because I'm going to go home and probably eat a lot.
Oh,
you know, you and I we love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
I had 5 on the way down.
Second down and 10. 11 seconds to go. Tracty looking, throwing. Ball is tipped. He's going to still have 2 chances here.
Yeah.
Third down, 10 yards.
He's got time. That throw into the, what do we call it, the death zone over there where we can't see, that's been there. I mean, he's had his wide receiver open. Just the first time was just a little too much air, and he was out of bounds, came down with it. See if they'll go back to that. Even the back shoulder.
All right, third down and 10. Nine seconds to go.
They got Donovan over there. It's a pretty good target for him on the right side.
Gavin Tracty throws. It's high up in the air, and that's a great catch. Did he have it? No.
He had it, but I'm telling you, Landon Kelly with a great job on the coverage because he had it for a moment, and Landon Kelly ripped the ball out of Donovan's hands at the last second. That is great job by that cornerback.
It's a great throw from Tracty. Cam Donovan had it in his hands, and as you mentioned, Landon Kelly ripped it out of there at the last second, which sets up our final play, more than likely, unless there's an extra point. But our final play of the second quarter. Fourth down. Ball on the 12. Everybody on their feet. Tracty to the corner. Tracty, that looks like a touchdown to me. And that is Cage Curro with the touchdown and what Jason Puckett calls
the death zone.
The death zone.
Well, they went to that 3 different times. That corner fade, the first time they got it, but it was just out of bounds. Other time it was incomplete, but they got it this time. It was just a great throw, especially with the conditions. Great catch, great answer by Enamclaw. Again, they've been some self-inflicted wounds. I don't want to say they've been outplayed, but White River was seemingly in control this game. and all of a sudden an extra point away from only being down 7, Chris.
Extra point is up, and the extra point into the log cabin, and just like that, it's 14-7. We mentioned Enamclaw will get the ball to start the second half. So things have changed quite quickly here at Pete's Pool on a rainy night. And Jason, I want to look real quickly there. You look at Gavin Trachty being kind of helped off the sidelines, so that's something to keep an eye on. Quarterback for Enamclaw with his hand around one of his coaches. So I don't know what happened on that last play.
It was maybe from that last
You
play,
can
but
see
also
it right there, yeah.
But also remember earlier on one of the, I think, sneaks that he had. He had come up limping after one of those, so it just could have been something that he suffered earlier in the game and maybe re-injured it.
Okay, so at the half, it is 14-7 White River. We've got the Enamclaw band coming up. We got Tyson Gamblin coming up, one of the great legends here in the great
Gamblin
city.
Motors?
Yes, I know you talked about it on pucksports.com today.
Sure did.
Jason, you go get some chili and cheese. We're going to take a commercial break. We got the band. We got my good friend Tyson Gamblin coming up on the King 5 Big Game of the Week from King 5 Plus.
The Big Game is sponsored by Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you.
Thank you. Welcome back, everybody, to the King 5 Big Game of the Week, and a big thanks to the Enumclaw cheerleading team that just brought us waters and hot dogs. I tell you what, this is just an incredible environment. People with such big hearts out here in Enumclaw. We love that, and we're taking a look at the band braving the weather conditions, and my pleasure to bring into the booth with me right now the great one. He played here back in the day, Tyson Gamblin. Tyson, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate everything that you do and King 5 does for high school athletes and sports, and giving them an opportunity to, show everyone what good old-fashioned high school sports is about.
Well, take me through. You not only know this rivalry well, that growing up here, living here, you played in this rivalry. How intense is this rivalry when White? I mean, I got the feeling that you guys are close, but there's not a lot of love lost between you two, between the schools.
Not a lot of love lost between the two schools. I mean, it's part of everyone's DNA. You grow up not liking the other school across the river, and even from the junior programs, from basketball to the junior Hornet program to the White River Wolverines, you kind of get it in your DNA that you just don't, really enjoy playing each other. So, but it's all in good fun, good competition between the two.
14-7 at the half. White River with the lead. Enamclaw got a little unlucky in the red zone. The wet condition caused the quarterback to fall and fumble and lose the ball. White River capitalized on that, took it 99 yards to the touchdown. Your thoughts so far on the first half?
Hey, it's been a pretty good game back and forth, and every football game comes down to about 7 big plays, and White River's got a few of those already in the bank, and so it's Enamclaw's opportunity in the second half. They'll get the ball at half, which will be a good opportunity for them to even up the score. But this is kind of very similar to what it was on Saturday. Enamclaw had their first real test of adversity, and they were down 21-7 at half, and they ended up coming back and winning that the last second. So they're built for this. It'll be good. It'll be a great second half.
And that was against Eastmont, right?
Yeah.
A good team.
Yeah, Eastmont came over the mountains, and it was right before that big windstorm came in, and so it was weather wasn't that great, but it was good for our team to have some adversity. Both of these teams have kind of rolled through their league, with some big wins, big 50, 60 nothing wins, and so getting some pre-playoff experiences are going to be really, really big for these two teams moving on.
All right, it's King 5 Big Game of the Week. Chris Egan, Jason Puckett on the call with me, and Tyson Gamblin coming in for our halftime show, and we love it because we love bringing in people that know not only about the community, know about the school. Tyson Gamblin, school board member, I've been told, all-time leading scorer in Enumclaw High School football history. Is that correct? Is that stat right?
I believe it or not, I think it still holds up.
Really?
Yeah. I played in the early 2000s when.
So you were the running back?
I was running back.
You got the rock in the red zone all the time?
Yeah, I tell people that I went from a running back to an offensive guard real quick. So, but yeah, it's the SPSL when we played that was the league to be. We had my senior year. Kentridge won the league, but then Kentwood went on to win the state title. That's how competitive our league was back in the early 2000s.
And you had quite a class that you grew up with here in Enumclaw. I know the name. If you're a basketball fan, Tony Benetti was an All-American at Seattle Pacific University, played 10 years professionally in Europe. Pretty good little athlete himself back in the day.
Yeah, he was a pretty incredible athlete, still got that quick twitch. There's a big debate out there that he might be the best pickleball player on the plateau.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
well, I don't want to jump in there as a pickleball player. I know I've heard Tony Benetti's coming along, but the name Ty Stotts has been mentioned as the top pickleball player, not only from Enumclaw, but also from Buckley area.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ty decided to move south of the river. We won't hold that against them, but most people don't really know the name Ty Stotts. They may know his mom.
If you're in pickleball, you know the name.
Oh, but if you're from Enumclaw, you might know his mom. Okay. It's Mama Stotts, and she worked at the kettle for years. And so it's just Ty, Mama Stotts' son, Ty. So, but there is debate out there that he might be the best pickleball player out there.
Well, I have seen Ty on the pickleball court, and I would say he is the best to ever come out of the Enumclaw area. And that's saying a lot because you've got Scalabrini. You've got Casey Kane that have come out of this area, some pretty good athletes there. So Ty's doing pretty good on the pickleball court. Another name, a great athlete, Mike Martinez. But I heard that his daughter actually transferred to White River to play basketball.
Yeah, that's an interesting take by Mr. Martinez, but we still love him. We still love his daughters, and he has a daughter that's going to be a senior this next year. She's a junior, and she was an all-league water polo player. So we're pretty. So it'll be two sisters at two different school districts. It'll be an interesting thing next year.
And Henry Level, another name of Enumclaw for the historians there, a voice of reason, I've been told. Interviewed Brent Berry at one point.
Yeah, Henry, he's a teacher at a local high school in the area, and he got his English prowess pretty early, and he had an article in the paper called Henry Level on the Level, and he actually got to interview Bones Berry himself, and so that was pretty cool as a high schooler to go meet a supersonic. But kids these days, we don't have the supersonics.
No.
What are we going to do about that, Chris?
Yeah, you just got to watch a lot. Hopefully the Sonics will come back. Until then, we watch high school basketball and college hoops, and we watch high school football. And What a game tonight. King 5 big game of the week, brought to you by Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you. 14-7 at the half. Tyson Gamblin. If you heard the name Gamblin, that's Gamblin Motors, and that was your father that started that up, correct?
My grandfather,
Your
actually.
grandfather.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm a third generation. We've been in town since 1969, and a little backstory on the rivalry there is when my dad was in high school, the rumor was in front of White River there's a big log that's carved White River. Well, one year that log went missing. And then the next year it supposedly arrived in one of the homecoming parades with some high schoolers chopping that log apart. Yeah.
It wouldn't be the Gamblin boys.
I don't think, we cannot confirm or deny any of that,
boy.
but that is the rumor, that the legend that has been passed down between that rivalry.
And you're a school board member, and I know people love the old school field, but having this turf field has made life much easier out here at Pete's Pool.
The history of Pete's Pool is pretty fascinating. It started all the way back in FDR time, and it was part of the New Deal. They built the field house. They have a baseball stadium here, and then these stands right here, and then they plowed the field. And actually, believe it or not, before it was a field, it was the local dump.
Wow!
And so they had this was the local dump, and they plowed the field with horse-drawn plow. And in the 90s, those Puyallup boys, they had some quarterbacks right back in the 90s, right from Puyallup.
Yeah, the Heward boys.
Yeah, the rumor
Billy Joe Hobart, the Heward boys.
Supposedly, the rumor was they struggled up here because, well, you can think a horse-plowed field. It's not going to be the most level that. You could be on the sideline, and then someone standing in the middle of the field, you'd be eye level with their kneecaps. So it
didn't help their cause here.
Oh, no, there was a big crowd. And so, but when you had a bunch of youth programs playing football on this field in the, in the late 2000s, we, look, we got here.
Hey, Tyson, I'm just going to take the headset off you for a second.
Yeah, we got the legend. I heard that this legend that we're about to introduce talked to the team before the game.
Well, let's get the headset on right now. So this is pretty special. Keith Ross, head coach for the Sumner Spartans, joining us in the booth. The Sumner Spartans, they were the big game just a couple weeks ago, had a nice victory. But this is a pretty special relationship, Keith, that you have with Coach Gunderson. Tell our viewers, our listeners, a little bit about he played for you basically back in the day. Yeah.
So Gundy's dad was my coach here at Enamclaw. Did you know that?
I did know that. In fact, I went into the locker room earlier today.
You see my jersey?
I got a picture of your jersey, number 12.
Yes,
there you are.
I told the kid that was actually my jersey. But Mark's dad coached me. And then Mark was our ball boy when I played here.
Wow.
And then 10 years later when I got to at Sumner, my first day, this kid comes up to me and taps me and says, "I think you know my dad." And it was Gundy's kid. So we've had this relationship. I coached him, and then he coached for me. And it's an amazing relationship because his dad was so important to me. And hopefully I had that impact on Gundy. And it's so fun to come up here to my alma mater and see Gundy get after it.
And just watch as a fan high school football.
It is fun to watch as a fan and not be stressed out.
Well, before the game, Gundy, actually, I said, how much did you take from your dad and others? And he said, I feel like I'm a nice mix of Keith Ross and Frosty Westring. And as somebody that has grown up in this area and had the pleasure to cover you, to cover Frosty, I think that's about a nice compliment of a coach, if you could say, to have a mix of you two. And I know what you've done at Sumner, but how impressive has it been to watch Gunderson, what he's done up here in Enumclaw?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It makes us alumni proud. Enumclaw's back. They're known around the state. They play great football. They're tough. They play disciplined football. They're always good, always at a top level. The kids have so much fun. Gundy's such a fun coach to be around. And I agree, he's got some feistiness that he got from me, and he's got that other part that coaches need. They need that Frosty Westering type of attitude. You got to build relationship with these kids, and you got to love them, and then they'll let you coach them hard. And I think Gundy, that's how I built my career, and Gundy's building his career that way, and it's pretty special to see.
Well, and not only have you two built successful programs at Sumner and Enumclaw, but you've built this environment around the football games where there's nobody at home in Enumclaw and Buckley tonight because they're all here. when you go to Sumner Sunset Chevrolet Stadium on a Friday night, the whole town is there. How do you go? I mean, there's coaches that are going to hear this. How do you go about building that environment? It's because you got to focus on your team, and it's just amazing to me to see what you two have done, where it's become bigger than the team, it's become bigger than the school. It's the community.
Yeah, it's all about the community, and you got to put a good product out there to get the, you're going to get your fans that love football or love Enamclaw or have kids playing, but to draw the town, you got to build a culture that you embrace that community, and that community will then embrace you. And Gundy and I are both lucky. We coach in towns that are right around the school.
Yeah.
And so you're right. It is special. This is Sumnerish.
Yeah.
And it's in Enumclaw. That's what's so amazing. Gundy's built this up here.
It's packed. Now, help me out with this stat. Tyson Gamblin here says he's the all-time leading scorer in Enumclaw history.
Yeah. Well, he played when I was coaching at Enumclaw.
So you can confirm these stats.
He was good. He could run.
He can run.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay. All right. Tyson, I'm not going to second-guess you anymore.
He didn't believe you? No, he could play football.
Well, I mean, I knew he was a decent athlete, and he drives fast cars.
Yeah,
but,
he's got good cars.
Well, you've seen the first half. White River march down opening drive, punch it in. Enumclaw in the red zone, can't punch it in, an uncostly, fumble in these wet conditions. White River comes back. Enumclaw, great driver there at the end. They're going to get the ball to start the second. What do you want to see in the second half?
They need to score that first. They need to even it up.
Yeah.
Enumclaw got that last score, which they needed, immensely, because White River really came out hot. And, it seemed like they were a little more ready to play. And so, Enumclaw will come out at halftime. Gundy will get them all right. And, I think they'll score on this first drive, and then it's back to 0-0s. And then it'll just be a great game in the second half.
I appreciate you two coming in the booth here. We're going to take a quick 2-minute commercial, and then we'll get back for the second half. Jason Puckett and myself.
Yeah.
For Keith Ross, Tyson Gamble, and I'm Chris Egan. They're firing it up here at Peach Pool. We'll be right back for the second half, the King 5 big game of the week.
I told you this would be fun.
Welcome back, everybody. Enumclaw Stadium, Peach Pool on a rainy Friday Halloween night. And we've got ourselves a dandy. Peach Pool sold out to the rafters tonight. Two undefeated teams going head-to-head. Chris Egan alongside Jason Puckett. Big thank you to Keith Ross, Tyson Gamblin, who joined us at halftime with some entertaining I mean, it was just great to hear Keith Ross talk about his relationship with Mark Gunderson, talking about this game. Tyson Gamblin, all-time leading scorer in Enumclaw history, and Jason Puckett, the cheerleading staff, brought us hot dogs and water. Did you get any chili and nachos?
No, but the hot dog, fantastic.
Great hot dog. As we talked about, Enumclaw will get the ball to start the second half. A lot of information coming my way, by the way.
Number 21, Hunter Barris.
Our guy, Rob.
Rocky.
Sorry, Rocky.
K-Key, 12 touchdowns so far on the season. 12 touchdowns, and he's still trying to get us some information on Pete's pool.
Well, obviously a huge drive here for both teams. And without saying, right, second half, you always kind of want to set the tone here with that first drive. But again, for Enumclaw to get right back in it, march down and score, White River to get, the ball back and give it back to their offense.
How about this? Nice little run coming out of the back. So there he is, K-Key. K-Key has the key to success. K-Key. What a big run right there. And this young man is having a night.
He's just a heck of a runner. And again, they've had so much success running the football. The passing game has not been there, but the running game has been. Now, this is where they need to take advantage, though.
What I love, Jason Puckett, I'm getting videos of people watching the King 5 big game from their homes. This is the Stotts family in downtown Buckley. They're handing out Halloween candy, and they've got the King 5 big game on their big screen TV. And a run right up the middle.
Stotts family, what's the number one candy handing out tonight? And are we doing full size?
I think
they're doing fun size.
I think they're doing full size candy bars at the Stotts house. So maybe you and I can stop there on the way back.
We'll be on the, if you've got any Reese's peanut butter cups, I want the 4-pack one.
All right, coming out of the gate, Enumclaw with the ball.
Go Hornets!
K-Key had a big run right there. Following his big old blockers. You got Bryce, Jack, Colby, Nick, Jacob up there. Going to go to the air. Catch is made by Cage Curro.
Gavin Tugby's pass complete to number 7, Cage Curro.
And it's good to also see Jason Gavin Trachty out there looking pretty good. He was
third down, 1 yard to go on the White River.
Yeah, he was a little limpy going into halftime, but he seems fine now. I mean, he's still gimping a little bit.
A little bit, yeah, as he ran out in the field there. I was keeping an eye on him, but yeah, he's still limping a little bit, but I don't think anybody's pulling him out of this game. All right, 3rd and 1.
Penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, that's going to be a flag.
Dead ball procedure penalty.
Oh boy, that you hate to see that one.
5-yard penalty. Move the ball back to the 24-yard
and it was
line.
Penalties that hurt White River in that second quarter.
White River, 23.
Not the start there that Mark Gunderson wanted that penalty.
In their short yardage situation, they have Hendrickson in there, but KK, I think, is the guy that I'd like to see get the ball.
He hasn't been stopped all night.
I know.
Just keep giving him the rock.
Same look here.
All right, 3rd down and 6. And that's going to be Patterson. Patterson up the middle, and Patterson with the touchdown.
Wow. Great answer.
Yeah, pretty good week for the Patterson family. Dad goes into the Hall of Fame, and Paxton Patterson with a big touchdown run right there. And all of a sudden, it's a 14-all game.
That's exactly what you wanted, right? The score at the end of the half. You were outplayed for the most part in that first half, but you scored late, and then you have the opening kickoff. You march it right down on the ground. Patterson with that big carry, and again, extra point away, tying this up. It's a whole new ball game. You sap that whole momentum out from White River.
So 27 seconds left in the third quarter. 8 o'clock, 14.
Brad Burbank had a 99-yard fumble return for a touchdown, which gave White River a 14-0 lead. It looks like they had the momentum. At the end of the second quarter, Gavin Trachty helps get his team in the end zone with a gorgeous pass to the corner of the end zone. And then coming out here in the second half, it's K-Key with a great run. And then Paxton Patterson with the touchdown run, which makes it 14-all.
Yeah, momentum plays, right? They were moving the ball in that first half, Chris, down the field. What was hurting them were the turnovers, right? They had the interception in the end zone and then the fumble late.
Yeah. I mean, you had 2 turnovers in the red zone, and all of a sudden it's 14-0.
They could easily have 28 points.
But as we just heard from Keith Ross, I mean, Gunderson doesn't have 100 wins here for nothing. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He kept these guys heads up. We're going to be okay. And just like that is 14 all. And Keith Ross said it. I said, Keith, what does Enumclaw need to do? He said they got to come out and score on the opening drive, and that's what they did.
A great answer. This is exactly what I do. Get the crowd back into it. They got the crowd was into it in that late score, the end of the half, but now they're really into it again, and that's what you want to do, right? Because they were kind of, that crowd in that first half was kind of out of it for a little bit.
Now they're fired up. Pete's pool is shaking tonight. And we just got an update as well from Toronto. The Dodgers win 3-1, forcing a Game 7. I don't think anybody in Enumclaw's watching the World Series.
No, I don't think so. I wonder if that ball was out. Enumclaw sideline thinks the ball was out.
So let's see what Wyatt Evison, head coach for White River. He called a great first half. A lot of fun plays, trick plays, smart plays. Chaz Strickland leading the offense, along with Ray Palmer, Parker Fry. Both had some big catches there for White River in the first half.
You just don't want to panic here on this first drive. Like, you know what? You got up 14. It's a game. Any game's a game of momentum. Momentum shifts. They've taken the momentum back. 14 unanswered points. You don't need to make it all up here in one drive or on one play. Just keep doing what you've been doing.
There he is, Chaz Strickland. Mason Locke to his left. Pitch to Ray Palmer. And Palmer's only going to pick up maybe a yard, maybe two at the most.
13, Cameron Donovan.
Yeah, they did a good job of stringing that outside, getting it to the edge, and then Donovan coming up making a play to not let him turn the corner.
Donovan's had a big night.
Yeah, he has.
He's made some big plays for Enumclaw. So that's going to bring up a second down and 8.
Second down, 7 yards to go on the White River 23.
14-14, third quarter. King 5, big game. White River moving from right to left on your screen. White tops, white bottoms. Jason Puckett, Chris Egan. 10-10 to go, third quarter of play. Chaz Strickland under center, hands it off. And that's going to be number 2. We haven't called his name a lot, but he's running hard right there. That's Kobe Poland. We mentioned he had a nice defensive play early. That's a nice run for Kobe.
Yeah, just physical and then the guys up front, right, just pushing that pile, pushed it another 5-7 yards. Just a physical run.
Kobe Poland, great run. White River has not run the ball a whole lot tonight.
That's what you need, though. You need to answer it back. Whether you get a touchdown out of this or just a drive, move it into Enumclaw's territory, flip the field.
Chaz Strickland hands it off. Mason Locke, not much going there. And that's big old Kenias on the tackle.
Nick Storham, though, he's the one that really made that initially. Number 64 came in there, stopped him, and allowed the cavalry to come and make that play.
Nick Storm storming up there to make the areas. Big old 64. He's got a lot of things on his helmet. That means Nick Storm's done a lot of great things.
That's right.
My helmet didn't have a lot of stickers on it at Puyallup.
Did you wear a helmet playing tennis?
We did not.
No, that did not happen?
Not a lot. All right, 2nd and 14. I mean, I hit a hard serve, but.
Well, you did, yeah.
Chaz Strickland.
How short were your shorts?
I wore shorts back in the day. Chaz Strickland rolling, throwing. Nice little play call here. Oh, breaks one tackle, breaks a second tackle.
Chaz Strickland's pass complete to number 2.
And that's Kobe Poland, becoming a part of the offense here in the second half.
Yeah, I like that. You know, you get the motion going left to right. You look like you're going to throw it to the far right side. You get all the eyeballs moving that direction of the defense, and you come back for a middle screen. It's just a great play design by White River. A lot of eye candy going on there.
A lot of movement.
Speaking of candy, anybody got any candy? Andrew, candy? No one's got candy. When I asked the woman behind me, she got candy.
It's Halloween.
She's full. The Yeti cup is full. I know that.
Well, a lot of Yeti cups here on both sides of the stands. Everybody's got to keep warm. All right, Parker Fry in motion. Handoff. Poland up the middle. And Poland's come out here in the second half with a couple nice runs for White River.
Wow, nice little change of pace. He runs hard. shifty. Got nice moves when he gets the ball, especially in open field.
There's a good shot of Wyatt over there on the sidelines of White River. He's done a great job as the head coach. Took over this team. They had one win. Energy was low at White River around the football program, and he has brought just a great positive energy, great approach, hard-working team, 8-0 for the first time in a long time. Now trying to knock off their rivals from Enumclaw. Handoff. And he's going to his bag of tricks and using a lot of different players here. That was Blake Bargel with the carry. A couple of the defensive stars being moved to the offensive side.
Well, they're just rotating some backs in here right now. Maybe just giving Enumclaw a different look here. They're going to measure it right now. That's with the stoppage of play. But, yeah, again, a nice drive here because momentum was on, obviously, Enumclaw's side going down. They're scoring so quickly. What White River has done here is a nice sustained drive, taking some time off the clock, wearing Enumclaw down. What it also does is, listen, you're a nice long sustained drive here. You're also keeping Enumclaw's offense off the field, which they've been able to move it pretty fast up and down the field on you.
All right, 14-all, 6:52 to play. Third quarter, ball on the 42, 1st and 10. Parker Fry in motion. Handoff to big old Blake. Not much going there.
Kanias Alva on the tackle.
Kanias Alva makes the tackle.
Gain of about 4 yards.
Kanias Alva, 6'2", 225.
6 yards to go on the Enamclaw 36.
I feel like I'm 6'2", 225, but I don't look like that, Puckett.
Yeah, it doesn't look the same on you. You don't carry it like Blake Bartlett does. He carries it just a little differently.
Second down and 6.
We're most of it for us is in the midsection.
And there's going to be some penalties, and they're pointing at each other. There's a flag. You're it. Let's see.
You did it.
And that's going to be on White River.
Yep.
5-yard penalty. We move the ball back to the 41-yard line.
And too many penalties, I think, for both teams tonight when the coaches look at the tape after this one.
This is going to be one, though. But you know, in that first half when they were up 14-0, they got a couple penalties, and it just kind of snowballed on them.
Yeah.
See if White River can avoid any more here on this drive. It's a very manageable second down long.
Handoff. Blake's got it. Nice tackle right there. That was Kyle Webb. Kyle Webb, middle linebacker.
5 on the Enamclaw 35.
Kyle Webb talking to the sidelines. Look at Kanias. He's fired up.
And here's the deal. I mean, 3rd and 5, you're going to go for this so you can keep it on the ground. There's no reason to want to pass it here if you don't have to.
And everybody on their feet at Pete's Pool.
Poland back in the game.
Big old Hudson on the left side. Oh, boy. And tripped up and great pressure right there. And that's my man. It's my man, Kyle Webb. He's not the biggest player on the field, but he's playing like it right now.
Chris, not many middle linebackers are 5'8", $165.
He's playing like 285 right now. He came right through there.
Great job there.
Probably spent a little extra time in the weight room, Jason Puckett, Kyle Webb.
Not only no gain, actually a loss of a yard.
4th down and 6. Everyone in Buckley and Enumclaw is here at Pete's Pool, except the Stotts family. They're watching from home. Here we go, 4th down and 6. 14-all, 2 undefeated teams. 3rd quarter of play. You can feel the stadium shaking a little bit. Chaz Strickland, he's got time, under pressure. He's going to let it go. And that is incomplete. That's going to be Enumclaw football.
Great stop there by Enumclaw. Again, we're getting pushed around a little bit there. And then that drive just kind of stalled. And it really stalled when they brought Poland out of the game. Obviously to get a breather, but then the offense, once Poland came out, stalled. Credit Enumclaw. Penalty didn't help. They went from 2nd and 6, very manageable, to a 2nd and 11. And, no team.
I love this. I love this Puckett. Big game Gabe had a good shot of Kyle Webb coming off. He's getting high fives from every coach on the sideline, and he deserves it because he set the tone there for Enumclaw on that defensive run.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're pumping it up here. Once again, thank you to the cheerleading staff that brought hot dogs out. It felt like hot dogs from heaven at T-Mobile Park.
It did, and you guys are handing them out to everyone. It's wonderful.
All right. Oh, look at this. Keiki. That could have been trouble right there.
Yeah, that one, they're lucky they got the handoff because that had a chance to get blown up where now you get a fumble. But then not to have a real significant loss. That could have been 5-6 yards. And it's only one.
Eli Harvey putting some pressure on there for White River. The linebacker group, Gonzalez, Poland, Burbank, Harvey.
I feel like when you say Eli Harvey, it's got to be in a southern accent. Eli Harvey.
Eli Harvey.
Of Harvey and Harvey.
From Buckley.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and number 3, Palmer Bow.
Yeah, great job there by Palmer Boos. He just got up there. That's a hard play. You're trying to throw that quick little screen out, to the flat, but when you got your DN, the 6'3", yeah, that's a hard pass to complete. He read it perfectly.
One of old Palmer's on the basketball team as well. He's a big boy.
Yeah, 6'3", yeah, you would think so.
And they've got a great basketball program out there. All right, here we go. 3rd down and 11. Handoff. And Paxton Patterson picked up about 5 to 6 yards on the play, but not enough for a first down. I would imagine the punting unit's coming out for Enumclaw.
Yeah, you don't want to go for it here in your own territory like this. Punt the ball away. Your defense is playing good. No heart, no blood there. You can pin him deep.
14 all.
The interesting, though,
Ray Palmer back deep for White River.
With Ray Palmer back deep, he's got some wiggle, Chris. He gets this ball cleanly. He can do some damage in the open field.
Yeah, Ray Palmer, he's got some speed. All right. Punt is up. It's a good one. High into the Enumclaw Knight. Palmer fields it. Little running room. Shakes a couple tackles, and he's going to be brought down.
Great open field tackle there. Cazzaro was down there. Cannon Cazzaro, just a great tackle.
Cannon Cazzaro, as well as number 28, Hunter Brown.
Hunter Brown, the Cazzaro family. There's like, what did I say, 4 or 5 more?
I think the whole team, all special teams.
It's the whole. I mean, the Cazzaros could. I mean, it's got to be a fun Thanksgiving Day football game at the Cazzaro household.
Many fights, do you think, in the Cazzaro household between the brothers?
Possibly a few.
Just a few?
All right, here they come, the White River offensive line.
How about that bathroom?
They didn't come in on a hog trailer, but they're playing tough tonight, the Hornets from White River. Handoff. It's Blake Bargel.
On the carry.
Yeah, not much there.
Number 20, Kyle Webb, as well as number 67, Joel Youngman, in on the tackle.
Webb in there again on the tackle. Doing a nice job there. Not much room, especially with running the ball here lately up the middle. It's not really working out so far.
We've seen a lot of Bargle, Poland, a little bit of Locke running the ball. Ray Palmer. I'm surprised we're not seeing more of Parker Fry, the playmaker for White River, number 1. Came into this game, a lot of touchdowns, a lot of catches. Short throw. Oh, my! Wow! And there is your hit of the night. That's Cannon Cazzaro. My goodness. Penalty flag, maybe just the hit was too hard, Puckett. They've never seen anything that hard. That's just a solid hit right
That was beautiful. You know what? I mean, Cazzaro with just a textbook tackle. Credit Mason Locke, though, for at least holding on to the football.
I get hit like that, I'm out for a week. I mean, that was a
unless there was something else there, Chris. I don't know if he dropped his head or not. That is, to me is
that just
is a
seemed
bad
like
call.
A big hit right there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That just seemed like and then that's the problem. You get such a big, violent collision like that. Legal, but, maybe your instant reaction is to throw the penalty. And from our perspective, it doesn't seem like that was the right call.
And the Enumclaw parents want a replay. That's going to be year 2 of the Phillips Law Firm big game.
Phillips Law Firm next year is going to get us replay. And then the little tracer.
We're going to have a tracer on camera.
Yeah.
But what a year it's been. We've had some great big games this year. You and I were at the Skyline Issaquah game. We've had a good Oh, another big hit right there. Paxton Patterson with the tackle.
By number 18, Paxton Patterson.
Puyallup, Graham Capallison. We've seen both of those teams this year. Those are teams that could make a run in the 4A.
You saw O'Day, right?
We saw O'Day, Bellevue, Lake Stevens a couple times.
Yeah, it's great football all across the state.
And now we get, next week, the playoffs get underway. So,
how about a road trip at some point to
Royal City? Yeah, I'd love to go to Royal City. The Gizzards in Royal City, and handoff there to Poland. Great run from Poland.
The Gizzards?
Well, you got a burrito at the gas station in
you
Enumclaw.
got that little off of 26 there?
Yeah, there's a gas mart, and they make great gizzards in Royal City.
Aggressive play to go Gizzards off of 26, but...
Well, we used to have a place at Mardon's Resort on the Potholes Reservoir. Did a lot of bass and perch fishing back in the day.
A little walleye in there?
A little walleye. I did actually competed in a walleye tournament once.
You did.
All right, 1st and 10. Here comes White River moving the ball. And that's Bargel again. So a lot of Bargel in Poland.
Yeah, again, that's just working. Just again, going up the middle. Good physical push by that offensive line. They've been real effective with Poland, hitting them on the outside in the passing game. That middle screen, they've gone to it a few times, been probably their most effective passing play.
Right up the middle again. And they're just going to keep following these big boys.
Yeah, Blake just seems like he was the biggest kid in junior football. Probably played like O-line and D-line, and they gave him the ball back then.
And he
kind of runs the same way.
And plays pretty good on defense as well.
He does.
All right, that will be the end of the 3rd quarter, and we've got a dandy here, the King 5 big game of the week. 2 undefeated teams all tied up. Jason Puckett, Chris Egan, the Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you, big game of the week. We'll be right back for the 4th quarter.
The big game is sponsored by Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you.
Paxton Patterson and on the tackle. Gain of 2.
Welcome back, everybody. Coming to you from Enamclaw Stadium. King 5 big game of the week. White River 8-0. Enumclaw 8-0. Rivals. They've been facing off since 1953. Jason Puckett, Chris Egan, and the big game crew. And we got a dandy tonight. What an environment. What a game. Just what a night for Friday Night Football.
And second time they've brought in Ray Palmer, playing quarterback, but really we're just running Wildcat with him. And last time he just had the ball, and it was just an end around for him.
Penalty. And big Gabe, can we get a shot of the student section? I don't know if you got a shot over there.
We got smoke bombs?
Look at that. They're having fun over there.
Second down, 12 yards to go.
Yeah, the kids are having a good time. Cheerleading staff, defending state champions, and it's Layla, one of the seniors, who's one of the state champions.
Shout out, Layla. Good job.
And her poor mom has have to listen to our entire broadcast tonight, Buck. But what a cool community. What a great atmosphere. 2 schools that are bringing a lot of energy to a Friday night. It's great to see so much fun happening here. All right. White River throws it. There's Parker Fry.
Boy, they tried to bite on the deep pass, but Enamclaw played it perfectly, so then Strickland had to just hit Fry, who was just standing at the line of scrimmage. Great open field tackle out there, by the way. Because that, with Fry's ability to catch that, make one guy miss, all of a sudden he turns 3 yards into 15.
Yeah, we've mentioned Parker Fry. He's having a pretty amazing season right now for White River. He is dangerous. So that brings up 3rd down and 8. 14 all. And they've got Ray Palmer under center. He's going to probably run it, and Ray Palmer, nice tackle right there. Cam Donovan and Jason Puckett, you go back to the first quarter, that's the play they scored the touchdown on when they lined up Ray Palmer as the quarterback.
Yeah, I like that look because I like Palmer getting the ball in his hands there with the head start. In that last drive, he wasn't on the field all that much, so I don't know if he was banged up at all or they just wanted to give it a different look.
The rains are back. And
No,
it looks like just rain. I'm not going to say it's an atmospheric river.
It's just raining.
It's just
hard,
rain, yeah.
Okay.
I think the weather folks get a little like it's just rain. Yeah. They want attention.
You know who calls it rain? Rich Marriott.
Yeah.
He calls it rain. He doesn't call it an atmospheric river. It's rain.
It's just a good old rain.
Yeah, right.
All right, here we go. 4th and 4. This is a big one. White River going to go for it. Chaz Strickland motions Parker Fry. Strickland rolling, throwing, complete. That's a first down and some change. And that's Derek Gonzalez with his first catch of the night, and it's a big one.
Yeah, I love that play. They've run that 3 or 4 times, and again, it's all the eye candy going to one side to the right side. Fry, they bring him in motion. He brings the defense, all the attention, and then they hit that middle screen, and that has been there for them all night.
Well, you're looking probably for Fry. You're looking for Strickland to possibly run, and then Derek Gonzalez, who hadn't had a catch all night, comes through with this biggest catch possibly of the season.
That's a well-designed play.
First down and 10, 14 all. Handoff to Mason Locke. Couple yards there, not much. Nick Storm with the tackle.
Yeah, this is where I got to see Palmer back in the game. I got to see Palmer get the, and he's back in now as they bring him in there. So expect him to get the ball because they took the quarterback Strickland out. At some point, maybe, he runs it every time. Do you assume he can throw it?
Yeah.
Can he throw?
And here we go. More than likely a run. 2nd and 8. Palmer now in at quarterback. Strickland out. This has been a run play twice so far on this night. Mason Locke lined up to his left, and there it is again. 3 for 3 on the run. And he's in for the touchdown. Ray Palmer with his 2nd of the night.
It is a White River touchdown.
Yeah, he's been there. He's been their best offensive player. He runs. He's physical, but he is shifty. And once he gets a head start, he gets running from that shotgun position, it's hard to bring him down.
So with 8:26 to go, it's Ray Palmer, which gives White River their first lead since late in the second quarter. They went up 14-0 in the second quarter. There's the White River crowd having some fun.
I'm told by legendary Enamclaw grad Kara Mallon of the world-renowned Mallons of Magnolia, who went to school here, that you can rent the barn out, the house out. Weddings, events.
You can do it all.
You can do it all. I think we come down. Can you rent it out to sleep? I'd like to sleep in it.
And we're getting more information from our head statistician, Rocky Poland.
Rocky's back.
The Casaros, it's actually 2 sets of brothers and cousins. Cannon and Quentin are brothers, and then there's cousins Colt and Trey, and Colt and Trey are twins, actually.
Next time we're down here.
So there
Rocky's here with. We need a 3rd headset.
We need Rocky Poland in the booth with us.
Andrew, 3rd headset.
All right, let's see what Enumclaw can do here. Down 21-14. They've been down before this season.
And again, now the rain is really coming down hard, Chris. It's going to make it hard. They haven't really been effective in throwing the football here, but they have been effective running the ball. White River, for as much success that they have had here defensively. And remember, this is a defense that's only been giving up 3 points a game. They've given up 14, and really could be more. I mean, really could be 28. Really more self-inflicted some wounds here by Enumclaw, but Enumclaw's damage has been on the ground.
Wonder if Casey Kane is watching the broadcast tonight. Feel free to text in, Casey, if you are. One of the Enumclaw legends back in the day.
Casey Kane.
All right, 21-14. White River with the lead. Enumclaw with the ball.
Why am I blanking on the basketball player?
Scalabrini.
Ryan Scalabrini. Heck of a player.
On the Enamclaw 26.
And they had a young man by the name of Benetti. Good little player, SPU, All-American. Has a barn now in Enumclaw, and they took the old gym and put it in his barn.
Well, that's fantastic.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yes, that's awesome.
Fumble. And there's tricky conditions right now. Tricky conditions.
Ball security's been an issue here for Enumclaw all night. Whether it's been, just getting the center, quarterback exchange, handoffs have been a problem, interception in the end zone because the ball slipped out of the QB's hands.
So you go.
It's expected. I mean, this is hard. You practice in this. You prepare for this. The wet footballs. We live in the Northwest, so you're used to it, but it's still hard.
And it's also your rivalry game. Two undefeated teams. Big crowd tonight. So you go from 2nd and 4.
It's freezing. Your hands are cold.
To 3rd down and 6. Gavin Trachty. He's going to go the air. He throws. And that was knocked away by Brad Burbank. You may remember the name from earlier in this game. It's Burbank with a 99-yard punt return for a touchdown.
And he almost had his 2nd touchdown there. That was nearly picked off. He catches that's into the end zone.
So you got to punt here and then just hope your defense can hold. 7:14 to go. Still plenty of time in this football game. But the conditions are getting tough. It's become a very wet night at Enumclaw. Jason Puckett, Chris Egan, the Big Game crew. How about Big Game Gabe? He's on a flight 8 in the morning to go to the Seahawks game. Seattle. Not only is King 5 bring you the only high school games on Friday nights, King 5, Jason, will also be the home of the Seattle Seahawks Sunday night.
And we're less than 100 days from...
Less than 100 days from the Winter Olympics
that's
as well.
Right. That's right.
Thanks for setting me up there on that one.
You guys have it all.
Paul Sylvia and crew will be heading to our nation's capital. Commanders Seahawks Sunday night, and then we'll have a
And Gabe said at halftime, we were sharing a hot dog together. I mean, not the same, but each had our own hot dogs. And he turned to me and said, "Thank you. It's to work with you and Chris is so much. It's a pleasure because working with Paul it's hard."
I doubt Gabe said that, but here we go. 1st and 10. White River has the ball. They have the lead. Let's see how they handle the conditions. Ray Palmer. Why not?
If he was down, man.
Only a pickup of about 1 yard on that one. But I got to believe you're White River. Give it to the hot hand right now, and that's been Ray Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer is just, again, and he's such a weapon for you. I mean, I think really right. I mean, this is the drive, right? White River can go down and punch another score in. To be up to probably at that moment insurmountable there for Enumclaw. And for Enumclaw, they got to stop him. And I think right now they're just going to keep this in the hands of Palmer. And it's just for Palmer, it's just been the direct snap to him. And
let him run.
And he's just been running. He hasn't handed it off. He hasn't shown to throw the ball.
He's got Blake and Covey right in front of him. He's going to hand this one off to Covey. Covey's got some running room. And Covey pulling. He's also had a pretty good second half here.
All right, when we said they hadn't done anything different, that they do. You're kind of waiting for you got to have a counter to it, right? Mm-hmm. You can't just keep running the same play over and over again.
2 yards to go on the White River 41.
So this brings up a big 3rd down. You get a stop here. You got to believe White River's going to punt it away. Not mess around with the ball.
Well, this has got to be Palmer time again. And he's in the game. I mean, it's...
Yep, I would just ISO on Palmer. I'd love to see old Kyle Webb come flying in if you're on Enumclaw. Oh, boy. Wet conditions haunting White River for the first time tonight.
Just weren't ready for it, Chris. Palmer wasn't even looking for the snap, and I don't know if he said something, or just the center inadvertently snapped the ball, but it was not expecting it whatsoever.
Mason Locke quickly turned around and jumped on the ball.
3 yards from the White River 20.
So they go from 3rd down and 2 to 4th, and a long way to go. That's 4th down and BLT. That's 4th down all the way to the Bonnie Lake Tavern, where I'd love to take you after this, but could be a late night here in Enumclaw. It's on the way home for you to Ballard. You got to go. You got to
everything is on the way home back to Ballard from here, Chris. So there's
Apparently, we got a crew watching tonight from the BLT, the Bonnie Lake Tavern. So that's
shout out Bonnie Lake Tavern.
Yeah.
What's the thing to drink at the Bonnie Lake Tavern?
Well,
or thing to eat. What do they got to eat?
Odd juice. Rainier beer.
Oh, well, it's America's beer.
21-14, as you can see. It's not the rain's not letting up here.
No, and now with that errant snap, I mean, look where Enumclaw's going to get the ball. I mean,
and if I'm
great
Enumclaw,
field position here.
I gotta say, handoff Keiki, handoff Patterson.
He's deep right now. He's sitting right around the 50-yard line.
All right, so it's Keiki back to return. White River forced to punt after the errant snap.
Well, that snap was low, too.
Good punt. And Keiki's going to play it safe right
catch by Cole Keiki at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10, Enumclaw from their own 43.
All right, 4:45 to play. Buckle up, batten down the hatches, put a bowl of candy outside and sit down and get ready to go. Because this is going to be a second half. And I haven't heard from the Stotts family yet if they've got king-size Reese's peanut butter bars.
I mean, come on, Stotts family. I've heard good things about you. You must have king-size Reese's peanut butter cups.
Look at that White River student section there. They are packed to the rafters over there.
Yeah, they've been great.
No umbrellas. They got the glow sticks going, though.
It's just some ponchos from Walmart.
Which it's on the way home.
I'll stop there.
4:45 to go. 1st and 10. The big game at Dandy tonight. Gavin Trachty throws. Oh, my. Ooh. And that's a big hit there from White River. Eli Harvey.
Oh. I mean, there have been, Chris, some amazingly big hits in this game tonight. I mean, just some, big hits.
Trachty throws it, looking for Keiki, and Eli Harvey, shot out of a cannon, came flying in.
Surprised he got up.
Landon Kelly, a name we've been saying also over there on that play. All right, 2nd down and 10. 4:37 to play. Handoff. And that is a nice run right there. And Paxton Patterson has just provided some big runs for Enumclaw tonight.
Yeah, I mean, again, they've been really effective, at running the ball. And, again, they can still run it and plenty of time to go down the field. At some point, you've got to be able to hit something in the air. They just have not had any plays downfield in the passing game.
3rd and 2, pitch, Patterson, and he's got himself a 1st down. Paxton Patterson with the 1st down. Patterson's dad, Jason, just inducted into the Hall of Fame at Central. Congratulations to him. Also getting information that Keiki, starting catcher on the baseball team, and is getting some looks from the college level as well, too, for that. So,
and I just mentioned you might have to complete a pass at some point, but, God, you're running the ball so well.
Oh, my, intercepted. Pass was batted, pass was intercepted, and another costly turnover. And that is Blake Bargell with the interception.
And Palmer Boos, again, was the guy. He did it earlier in the game. They tried to have the same play, and he tipped it up in the air earlier, and he did the same thing.
We got some conversation going on the field right now, Jason. I don't see flags, but they're talking. Talking like there was a flag. I didn't see much.
There's no flag. I don't see a flag on the field. I don't know what they could be discussing here. I don't know if they think the ball hit the ground, maybe. But
let's see what happens here. This is interesting.
Oh, wow.
It looked like a clean pick from our angle. And the White River side is wondering what's going on. This is interesting.
I don't know. I don't know what they're signaling there, Chris. Are they saying they blew the whistle? Are they saying they blew the whistle, or are they saying the way that the ref was signaling as if they are saying that he was trying to throw the ball and it slipped out of his hands? I think that's what they're saying. So saying it's incomplete pass. I didn't see it that way at all.
We didn't get. I wish we could get an explanation at this point, but. Or not. The White River side is.
That is a huge call.
There are some parents on the other sidelines that are just running up and down the stands right now, upset. And rightfully so. And here comes Patterson, shaking and baking. And he's down to the 26-yard line. Paxton Patterson.
First down!
And here comes Enamclaw.
That is a real game-changing play, Chris, because if I'm understanding it correctly, it seemed like he's trying to say that he was trying to throw the ball, but the ball slipped and an incomplete pass? I don't know. I still kind of baffled at what the decision there, what the call was. But, boy, Enamclaw right now dodges a huge bullet and is getting closer and closer, tying this ball game up.
Uh-oh.
Penalty flag on the play.
And who knows, maybe if anybody at King 5 is watching, if they can look back at that and see if they see something that we didn't get a chance to see.
Next
year,
like
a clean interception.
Phillips Law Firm, I'll put you in Gene Sterator, where we can go to Gene, perhaps.
Wouldn't it be great if we go to Paul Sylvie from his home?
Yeah, Paul. What's Paul doing on Friday?
Ariel Arsuto. They can give us a replay.
Paul, what have you seen?
Ariel, what are you getting right here? All right, 2nd and 15.
Every week you just pick somebody random.
We go to their house for the replay.
Rich Marriott. Rich, what did you see?
All right, 2nd and 15, 2:55 to go. White River 21, Enumclaw 14. Big game, living up to the hype, and then some. Tracty throws. Interception. And that is Landon Kelly.
Intercepted by number 5.
And there's a flag on the field, Jason Bucket. And let's keep this shot of the White River coaches. They want holding.
Could be holding. Could be a late hit.
Let's see what happens here.
See?
Holding, and it is holding, and that will be an interception, and they're pretty excited.
You know, they what's the phrase in basketball, right? Ball don't lie.
Well,
so they had a near interception, looked like a real interception a few plays ago, but then they get the one later.
Okay,
the passing game's been tough for them.
Yeah, 2:42 to play. Enumclaw still has 3 timeouts.
Yep.
So
plenty of time.
Plenty of time here. Got to stay with this one. Your defense just needs to make some stops. Now, if I'm White River, I'm getting that ball to Palmer.
Yeah, Chris, you're right. He's been their most effective playmaker right now. Has been him for sure in the running game. I think it's a combo. I think of also Palmer and Poland. I think you just have to kind of lean on those two guys. Although he's not in there, Strickland is in there.
Penalty flag on the play.
We've had a lot of false starts, procedural penalties with the center not hearing the snap count and not snapping the ball. Everybody else is moving. It's not been clean here on both sides here in the last few.
Too many penalties in this game, but it's still been a pretty good battle.
Been great.
Some bad news to report from the Stotts family at Buckley. They're just handing out regular-sized Snicker bars. So
regular size. That's full size.
Okay. They said though, if you go down to their cousins, the Walkers, they've got king size.
Oh, I think we just said full size, but the regular size is a full size.
Yeah, that's not
the fun size.
You don't want the fun size. All right.
It's not fun.
First and 15. This game is getting intense. 21-14, Halloween night, and not much happening there.
Blake Bargell on the carry.
Barkell.
Cole Kakey on the tackle.
He's been playing tough both sides.
Yeah,
of the ball.
Bargell, he's and he's coming up limping a little bit, and he's going to come off the field. He's been kind of their inside the tackles runner. And a timeout here by Enumclaw, but man, I'd love to see Palmer touch it exclusively on this drive. Yeah, no, we don't want fun size. The problem with fun size is it's a trick. Because if you have 4 or 5 of the fun size, you think you're not doing any damage to yourself.
But you're pretty much having a king size.
You've had a king size. You've had like 2 king sizes. So just give me the king size. Let's not screw around with the fun size.
Now, speaking of fun, we're having a lot of fun out here. It's a rainy night, but that has not stopped a great high school environment. This game has lived up to the hype. Couple rivalries, couple rival schools, once again been facing off since 1953. Separated by the White River and the Bridge.
Yep.
Both having phenomenal seasons. Both these teams will be in the playoffs next week. Both these teams have a great shot to get to the state playoffs, but they don't want to hear about that, Puckett. They want to win tonight. This one means a lot to them.
This is everything to them.
All right. 2nd down and 10. Handoff. And Blake picks up a couple yards.
Blake Bargell on the carry.
Blake
Official timeout
Bargell.
on the field.
We've got a timeout on the field and an Enamclaw player down.
Gain of 7.
That's me 3rd and very manageable now there for White River. So we'll wait and see who the injured player is.
It looks like that could be Canillas, who's been huge for Enamclaw.
Well, and this is huge. Now, see, now, well, Enamclaw initially called a timeout, but now they have an injury timeout.
So things have hushed down here at Pete's Pool. 2:21 to go. Enumclaw still with 2 timeouts. White River with 2 timeouts. White River with the ball, with the lead. 3rd down and 3. They've had trouble stopping Ray Palmer on those direct snaps. Palmer with 2 touchdowns. And Canillas getting a nice ovation from both sides.
That's Canillas Alba.
As much as these two schools don't like each other, there's great sportsmanship out here from both the teams. All right.
Well, obviously a huge 3rd down play here. I mean, if White River can pull this one off right here, even though Enumclaw will still have their 2 timeouts.
3rd and 3. Chaz Strickland under center.
Trying to go on the hard count, trying to draw him off.
Looking to the sidelines, looking to head coach Wyatt Evanson.
That's smart here. The clock starts, even though it was an injury timeout, so they're going to let this go as far down as they possibly can.
Taking the clock down.
The scoreboard does not have the play clock yet. The officials are keeping it.
That's what I was looking for. And
timeout, White River.
they'll take it all the way down to 1 second. Call it timeout.
Smart coaching right there.
Yeah.
Shrink the game. Too many coaches would have just snapped it there, but that's smart right there.
Okay, 3rd down and 3, 1:42 to go. White River takes the timeout, takes the clock down as far as they could take it, down to 1:42.
You can make an argument there that Enumclaw, knowing that that's what they were going to do, should have called the timeout. They got 2 because essentially, again, they get a 1st down here. No, technically it's not over. You've got to probably get another 1st down because of the 2 timeouts, but, you know, you let 25, 26 seconds go off the clock.
You were the history man coming into this game. Last time White River beat Enumclaw.
Chris, I went back as far as I could go back to 2002. They had not won a game
since 2002.
No, they had. That's how far back at least it went. I could find it and they hadn't won a game. So I don't know when. And the games haven't been close. That's the other thing. This has been a one-sided affair.
And that is Blake with the carry. Did he get enough for the 1st down?
Blake Bargell on the carry.
And this is going to be interesting where they spot this. It looks like the head official's saying 1st down.
Timeout, Enumclaw.
Timeout Enumclaw, yet
feels like it
I don't
is
see the chains moving yet.
Gain of about 3 yards.
right at the sticks. Yeah, so if you go back and look throughout the history of it, again, they haven't won since 2015, but you got to go back even further than that. They hadn't played every single year in a few years where they had been off, and Chris, you look at the scores, very lopsided. I mean, games decided by 20, 30 points.
And that will be a first down. So Enumclaw down only one timeout now.
Yeah, it's not over, but boy, if Enumclaw gets it back, they're going to get it back with
First and 10, White River from
not a whole lot of
under
time.
30 seconds or so in the game, less.
Coach Gunderson out there talking to his players.
But keep in mind, I mean, here for Enumclaw, they've had some exchange issues. Has White River in this second half, and the rain has been dumping pretty hard. They've worked a lot out of the shotgun. I expect them probably not to go out of the shotgun. Probably be under center. That means Strickland's in the game and not Palmer.
Well, smart move there. I mean, get the ball in the secure hands of Chaz Strickland right now.
Sure. Yeah.
Take care of the football. White River, 134 away from knocking off their rivals from Enumclaw. Handoff, spin move, Mason Locke.
Yeah.
And Locke.
Mason Locke on the carry.
And Mason Locke, I mean, he wasn't looking to get many yards there.
No.
He was not only two hands around the ball, he was like hunched over,
Gain of 1.
like waddling through the line.
I'm trying to do the math in my head here, Jason.
Don't do math live.
Okay, thank you. Jason Puck and Chris Egan, King 5 big game of the week, coming to you on King 5 Plus. Brought to you by Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you. 1:26 to play. Enumclaw out of timeout, 2nd and 9.
I mean, you snap it here, Chris. You take 3 seconds off. Then the play clock goes. You're going to be 40 seconds. Then you snap it again. If they get the ball back with 10 seconds.
Down, 9 yards.
They're going to need some Pete's Pool magic. Is what they're going to
Yeah, they do. Yeah. That's a fumble, a bad snap.
Well, it's been a long year from the folks in Buckley having to drive all the way down to Auburn to get into Enumclaw. The bridge is open. Finally, they'll have what could be a nice drive home tonight if things continue to go their way here. Handoff, and not much there. They want to get him down in a hurry.
Yeah.
Don't want any time to tick.
Well, I would want him. I would want my running back to go down.
Kyle Webb on the tackle.
So about 1:15.
Loss of 3.
1:15
Third down,
when the play
11
was
yards to
over.
go. On the White River 30.
And White River can take it all that way. They've got another timeout to burn here.
Yeah. I would just I'd take it all the way down to. I wouldn't even call the timeout. I would just take it down to 1 second, and then snap the ball.
But you're right. Enumclaw's going to have about 10 to 12 seconds on the clock, so they'll get the ball back unless White River can somehow get a first down. Sure enough, they're going to take it all the way down.
White River.
So 36.9 seconds to go.
And you can what you could even do here, you take the clock all the way down. I mean, you could even take a penalty if you wanted to. But they'll snap this, and they'll be probably the punt will essentially be the last play of the game.
Yeah.
And that one, you want to. Here's the thing: you want to avoid a bad snap
and a punt that goes. Yeah.
And certainly a punt block, and then I'm not giving them anything to return. I'm going to try and squib it.
And they're going to take a.
They just take a knee here.
That's Parker Fry. They'll take a knee with 36 seconds to go.
Well, that will be the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't even have to run another play.
And
that's why we don't do math.
That's why we don't do math.
Math on TV.
I think this is why.
Oh, no, that shouldn't be. It was under 40, so yeah.
It should be the game. But what we thought, and yes, it is the game. And there you go. Time ticks away. Some great coaching over there. White River with the clock management there in the fourth quarter. And their celebration. And White River has taken out the Enamclaw Hornets. A great battle tonight. Some turnovers on both sides with the wet conditions, but it was a good football game, a great environment at Pete's Pool. Both these teams will be in the playoffs, and there you go. There's the trophy that's going to go to Buckley, Washington.
It's just really cool. You know, both teams played really hard, and I think from the Enamclaw's point of view, right, you're trying to be the class that extends this winning streak that, again, is gone on like 20 years. And I think if you're White River, you wanted to be that class to finally end it, and to end it in a fashion which you're undefeated. Your rival, you finally beat them in 20-plus years, and you win the conference title,
yeah.
league title. That's just,
And it's a league. It's a league with Federal Way, with Decatur.
Yeah,
so it's good teams
great
in
win.
that league. And there they go. So congratulations on this night to White River. They improved to 9-0. That could be the first time in school history they've been 9-0. Enamclaw, well-coached team. They're not going to be done. They'll be going on to the playoffs. But for Jason Puckett, I'm Chris Egan. Thank you so much for watching the King 5 Big Game of the Week. Get ready. The playoffs begin next week. So it's win and you move on, lose, and your season is over. Thank you so much for watching. On this night, White River wins the Battle of the Bridge as they take out Enamclaw 21-14. Good night, everyone.
The Big Game is sponsored by Phillips Law Firm, unleashing justice for you.